Hi, good people. This is Deborah. I hope you're having a great day today. This particular video is about the four horses. It starts in Revelation 6 and it goes all the way through to the end of the Bible. And so I will break down Revelation 6 and I will give you overviews of the rest of the scriptures to the end of the Bible. Okay? Now, Revelation 6. All information provided on this channel is for educational purposes only, and this channel does not promote or encourage misuse of the information. I will use words not intended to offend anyone, but rather to describe my point of view and how I see things. I encourage you to always to consider your intuition and discernment. Now, Revelation 6, 1 through 8 is not a prediction of future catastrophe, but an active unveiling consciousness that occurs whenever truth is allowed to surface. The opening of the seals does not initiate destruction. It removes concealment. What follows is not imposed judgment, but the natural movement of energy. Once illusion can no longer be protected. The Lamb is not a male savior figure, but a state of undefiled awareness, capable of opening what intellect cannot. When awareness opens a seal, forces already present begin to move, or present begin to move. The four horses are not beings, warriors, or external punishers. They are self-correcting currents that move through mind, body, systems, and soul simultaneously. The white horse represents the collapse of the false intellect, beliefs accepted as truth, authority borrowed rather than realized, and the purity that was imitation light. Conquest occurs through ideas, not force. And when revealed, the mind recognizes it has been colonialized by concepts rather than aligned with inner knowing. As the mental illusion breaks, the red horse emerges through the body and blood memory. This is not merely war, but the activation of stored trauma, ancestral memory, and suppressed truth. Peace is removed because peace built in repression cannot remain. Division surfaced not to destroy, but to reveal what was never unified. Conflict intensifies as the body awakens to what the mind denied. Now keep in mind, you're going to go through some intensity. Those of you that have not taken ownership or have not allowed the truth to reveal to you what's going on. So it's going to be intensified for you. For those of you that have allowed it to take place, you're not going to go through into such intensity like those that have been rejecting. The black horse moves through system and structure. In response to inner awakening, the body unrest. Eternal systems tighten, controlled by measuring life, assigning worth, and enforcing scarcity. Value becomes numerical rather than intrinsic. Survival conscious replacing living consciousness. While resources remain protected for those who benefit from the imbalance, those stages expose economic, religion, hierarchical distractions or distortions that were previously hidden by compliance. The pale horse marks the death of the false identity. This is not primarily physical death, but ego dissolution. The collapse of identity formed through domination, hierarchy, and gender distortion, and separation from living law. Its ashy color reflects something already drained of life. Hades followed because the unconscious opens, releasing everything buried. So all that stuff you buried, like your toxicity, the the childhood experiences, all that stuff is gonna surface, people, and it's gonna cause you great pain because you held it and you didn't want to release it. So, releasing everything buried. This is initiation, not here annihilation. What cannot survive truth falls away so that what is real may remain. And that's what's going to take place, people. It's taking place in parts now, but it's really going to be stronger as the alignment take place, which is in March. And that's what they've been trying to stop, is the alignment, because they know those that is online and awakened is going to get higher. They know that. So they're doing everything they can to stop it. The Great Mother does not unleash these forces. She withdraws containment when creation is distorted because beyond balance. She does not punish or destroy. She allows truth to move. The horses do not originate with her, but arise as a corrective when males domination, false divinity, and hierarchy control violate cosmic laws, and that's what has happened. The women that have the power allow themselves to be manipulated by those that don't have the power to use your power in the wrong way. The mother is the all, not the womb. The womb belongs to the earth daughters. The collapse restores balance by exposing distortion. Patriarchal system distorted revelation by externalizing this inner process, turning initiation into fear, ego, death, into mass death, and self-correction into divine punishment. Revelation became a propaganda rather than revelation. Yet the text still speaks clearly to those who read it inwardly. Today, Revelation 6, 1 through 8 is acted wherever false authority collapses. Trauma rises to be healed. So your trauma is going to rise for you to take healing, people. Systems tighten in fear and identities dissolve under truth. This is not the end of the world, people. It is the end of what was unreal. Awakening feels like a collapse because the illusion must fall before alignment can return. Nothing evil is added when the seals are open. Concealment ends. What remains after the horses pass is not destruction, it is what was always true. Okay, now I want you to understand clearly this. And I bring it and I will repeat it each time throughout my videos until the alignment take place. You are the currency. You're not paid for money. Money exists because of you. Your energy is the value. Your labor is the exchange. Your attention is flow. Your surface is offering. Tithing was never about giving money away. It was about how you circulate. When you hoard your energy, decay appears. When you circulate, you overflow. Life stays balanced. The system inverted this truth and convinced people money has value and you do not. The original law says this: you are value, you are the storehouse, You are the currency. What it means to give 10% of yourself back to the 90%. It means you constantly, consciously return a portion of your energy to maintain the wholeness of your being. 90% equals your lived self, which is daily action, work, survival, giving outward, doing, producing, and enduring. 10% equals your conscious return, reflection, rest, realignment, learning, truth shaking, and repair. You're not giving away 10%. You're feeding the system that sustains you. The number 10 represents completion, the whole cycle, the return point. Now, 2026, in March 21, 2026 began a new cycle, which is the number one. And in that cycle, you're going to receive a new beginning. Now, for those of you that is still in low vibration and have not allowed things to take place with you, it's going to be different. Let's see here. So, the 90 is the expression, the output, the expansion in the world. 10% return to the 90% equals the completed cycle feeds itself so it doesn't collapse. That is what's going to take place, people. Those of you that is using 10% or less is going to return and come together with the 90, and you will become aligned higher than what you are. Okay, the truth circuit reminding from you. Black represents neutron, which is the great mother spark. That's the balancer. The white represents the proton, which is the daughter. That is the beginning, which is the feminine. That's the crown. That's the expression. Red, which is outside of the neutron, is called the nucleus as well. It is also called the atom. So the electron is outside of the atom. And the electron represents the earth, the motion. So when black is removed, red spins out violently. Okay? You have to connect with your inward self, because when you ignore the neutron or the atom inside you or the nucleus inside you, you're going to spin out of motion. So red spins out violently, bloodshed. The white horse represents the mind. The red horse represents the body, the blood memory. The black horse represents the sense system, the structure. And the pale horse represents the identity. Now, a complete esoteric revelation of is not an external apocalypse, but as inner unveiling, psychoactivation, and consciousness judgment. I give the original symbolic truth first, then how it was later distorted. The passage is not about the end of the world, it's about the end of the illusion. The seal opened within consciousness. When the seal opened, what was hidden is no longer protected. The four horses are forces of movement, not beings. They ride because energy must move once truth is revealed. The Lamb opened the seals is not a male savior figure. It is pure, undefiled awareness. The innocent states that can open what intellect cannot. Each horse rides only after a seal is open, meaning destruction is not the cause. Revelation is. The truth is. The revealing of the truth is. The white horse is a falsely purified purity and borrowed authority. It represents systems that appear righteous, enlightened, or chosen, yet do not originate from source. Those are the church people, the leaders, the church leaders, the so-called community, those so-called Hebrew Israelites, those so-called Moors, which is Muslims, those conscious community leaders that you have seen come and fall, all of that. Some of them fell early. So the bow has no arrow. Conquest without truth. Now, inner meaning is this. When consciousness awakens, the first thing reveals is deception. Okay? It starts revealing what's inside you. Okay? When you're awakening or remembering, it's going to reveal things that you have. Okay? Things that are sitting on top of the truth. Okay? It's going to reveal all of that to you. And if you reject it, you're pushing it back down. And if you kept on doing that, what's going to happen when the alignment take place, it's going to hurt you. Now, if you have not done that, it's not going to hurt you. You're going to be okay. Now, this is a belief without knowing. White, again, I told you what those colors were in horses. White is the imitational light. Bow without arrow is control through belief, not force. The crown, authority granted by the people, not the source. You gave them the power to do what they're doing because of what I said. The woman is the one with the power, and she subjected herself to the powerless so her power can come on and activate all this corruption that you see going on. Okay? It's called mental colonization. The distortion, later taught as Christ-like and divine conquest, used to justify empire, religion, and hierarchy. The white horse operates in the mind realm. It is a belief mistaken for wisdom. This is borrowed knowledge, repeated doctrine, inherited ideology, and false enlightenment. The bow without arrows reveal controls through suggestions, not truth. When this seal opens, the mind realizes concept, not truth, have conquered it. The crown is removed when discernment returns. Okay. Mind colonized by belief, authority accepted without inner knowledge, and false light exposed. Awakening began with doubt. The second seal is the red horse. The red horse is conflict energy, not war alone. It removes peace because peace built on lies cannot remain. This is the awakening of the suppressed blood memory. Y'all talk about y'all ancestors and stuff. Okay, yeah, the DNA is gonna come. It's gonna wake your ass up, cause it's gonna wake up in rage. It's called unresolved traumas that you did not handle. Okay, that's what's gonna take place. The inner meaning. When illusion exposed, division surfaces. Truth separates. The sword is the tongue, the word, the argument, not just violence. So red represent the blood and the lineage and the memory. The sword separates through truth. Peace removed. False unity dissolves. The distortion reduced to literal war only, used to predict nations instead of internal frictions. The red horse, the body, the blood, and memory. The red horse moves through the body, not just history, trauma stored in the blood, the nervous system as well, and the lineage surfaces when the mental illusion cracks. Peace leaves because the body remembers what the mind suppressed. So all that stuff that you've been suppressing is going to be waking up. And you're going to go through turmoil because you suppressed it. This is why awakening is uncomfortable. The sword is the stress response, the fight or flight awakening after prolonged sedation. Ancestral trauma surfaces, emotional violator increases, division reveals truth, peace built on repression dissolves. The third horse, the black one, the third seal. The black horse governs measurement, valuation, and imbalance. This is the conscious reduced to numbers, money, productivity, worth. Scarcity is enforced, not natural. So the inner meaning is once conflict arises, systems tighten, control, life begin to measure instead of lived. The scales are not just justice, they are rationing. So black, absent of light, not evil. Scales is controlled through the economy. Wheat, barley, survival, consciousness. Oil and wine untouched. Distortion called famine only. Hidden is economic domination is ignored. The black horse. System control and measurement. The black horse governs structure, economy, law, revelation, hierarchy. When inner conflict rise, system respond to measuring life, rationing energy, and assigning worth. Scarcity is enforced to regain control. Oil and wine remain untouched because those who benefit from the imbalance are protected. Life reduces the numbers, worth measured eternally. Survival replaces living. Power hoarded at the top. The fourth seal is the pale horse. That's death of the false self. It's going to happen, people. And it's going to cause some serious uncomfortable. The pale horse is not physical death. It is the death of false identity. The Greek word means ashen green, the color of something already drained. Hades followed because once identity dies, the underworld of the psychic opens. This is shadow integration. That means, some people call the shadow the lower self. Some people call it the demon side of themselves, because it is. It's all those that I have spoken it to be. So this is the point of no return. What was built on illusion is going to collapse within you. Everything that you have inside yourself as an illusion is going to collapse, which means it's going to cause some uneasiness. Death rise because truth cannot coerce with false hood. Some people are going to die because they can't handle the energy. They're going to literally die. So the pale equals lifeless identity. Death is ego dissolution, and Hades represents the subconsciousness revealed. Uh, the subconsciousness is the third chakra, which is the solar plexus. Uh, the fourth part of the earth structure systems fall. Distortion turned into fear of mass death, used to control populations through terror. The pale horse is like I say is the false identity. The pale horse rides in layers. This is not annihilation, but ego death. Identity forms through fear, gender, distortion, hierarchy. Domination cannot survive truth. It can't. Hades follows because the unconsciousness open. Everything buried surfaces. This is initiation. The ego collapse, identity disintegration, shadow revealed, the rebirth becomes possible. The four horses as single process. They're not separate events. They are one unfolding. All of it gonna take place at one time. The white, deception revealed. The red, conflict emerges. Black, control tightens. Pale, false system collapse. This happens in individuals. It's going to happen in civilizations. It's going to happen in the spiritual awakeners and cycle of time. So there's four things that's going to take place, people. You as an individual, in civilization and spiritual awakening, and in cycles of time. Okay? The Great Mother, cosmology, order, restored. The Great Mother does not release the horses. She withdraws containment when the order is violated. The horses are self-correcting forces of creation. They emerge when the male's domination, the hierarchy, the false divinity, and disconnected from living law exceed balance. She does not punish. She allows truth to move, and that's what's taking place. Now, mother is all, not womb. Womb belongs to the earth, the daughters. Correction occurs through exposure. Collapse restored balance. These forces are not male warriors. They are currents of correction released when balance has been violated. They do not originate from the Great Mother. They arise because creation has been distorted away from its order. The mother does not destroy, she withdraws protection. So listen to me carefully. For those of you that cuts up and think that ain't nothing gonna happen, and you can keep on burying your hard way and all your toxicity, you're gonna see. And truth moves. So restoring the inner mechanics, the living activation for today, and the original matriarchal cosmology behind the four horses. So today, Revelation 6 through 1 through 8 is active wherever false authority is exposed, division reveals truth, economic illusion tightens, and old identity collapse. This is not punishment, this is alignment. Everything is going to take alignment as in the new year. And the new year is New Year 1. Okay? New Year 1. So when the seals open, nothing evil is added. What was hidden is no longer concealed. The patriarchal distortion of revelation. Revelation was turned into fear, propaganda by removing the inner meaning, the feminine order, the cylindrical nature of correction. The horses were externalized to control population rather than activate self-awareness. Internal reckoning turned into future terror. Ego death turned into mass death. Uh, Correction turned into punishment. Revelation turned into doom. So, revelation for today, people, is this: wherever minds reject false authority, the body releases stored trauma, system tightens control, identities collapse. This is initiation, not apocalypse. Those who resist experiences fear. Those who surrender experience clarity. So when you when you resist, there are those that's going to resist in fear, and there are those that's going to surrender for clarity. Awakening feels like a collapse. Remember, I told you about certain parts of your body was going to hurt you and all that stuff as you're awakening. That's real, but you go to the doctor and the doctor give you medication. Try not to take medication. Let it happen naturally. What needs to take place, people. Try to deal with it naturally. Don't take any substance because you want to be awakened. So awakening feels like collapsing. Just imagine if awakening feels like collapsing, what do you think going to happen to the people that are not awake? Oh my goodness. Collapsing precedes alignment. Truth accelerates breakdown, and breakdown precedes restoration. Okay? The four horses do not destroy the world. They destroy what is unreal. When illusion ends, what remains is what was always true. So I'm going to give you a little brief about Revelation 7 through 12. Restore Revelation 7 through 12 in the same way. It decodes the 144,000 as the consciousness mathematic, or align revelation with the zodiacal and cosmic cycles. So, esoteric overview of Revelation 7 through 12, done in the same way as before. Inner revelation first, matriarch order is restored, distortion is exposed, and 144,000 decoded as consciousness mathematics with zodiacal and cosmic alignment. That's what's going to happen. Woven in, written in. Let's see. So Revelation 7 through 12, the inner cosmic drama. It's not a future prophecy or an external warfare. It is the midpoint of awakening, where consciousness is sealed, activated, tested, and reborn. After the four horses strip illusion, these chapters reveal what remains, what is protected, and what must be confronted before restoration. This is initiation, not destruction. So Revelation 7, the sealing of the consciousness, 144,000. Revelation 7 calls to chaos. This is not delay. It is containment. The winds are held back because unsealed consciousness cannot survive truth exposure. Okay? The sealing is internal, not ethnic, not gendered, not numerical senses. It is alignment of inner faculties. The 144,000 are not chosen people. They are a completed consciousness structure. Wholeness achieved through balance, not belief. 144,000 as consciousness. Mathematically, 12 equals complete order, cosmic structure. 12 times 12 equals internal harmony, inner and outer alignment. 1,000 equals the fullness beyond limitation. 144,000 fully integrated with awareness sealed in the forehead, the seat of perception, not marked by ownership but by the cohesive. So the distortion is turned into literal tribes. There's no such thing. Races, religion, religious elites used to exclude instead of describe or maturation. When you look at Revelation 8 through 9, the trumpets, that's the nervous system, people. That's the nervous system awakening. The trumpets of the nervous system awakening. So the trumpets of the frequency blast, not weapons. They sound when sealed consciousness can receive deeper truth. These chapters describe biological, psychological, and planetary feedback. Once suppressed imbalanced surface. Fire, smoke, waters, and darkness represents elemental consciousness reacting to distortion. Locusts are not created but through forms and parasites belief systems released from the abyss of the unconsciousness. The inner meaning, nervousness, the nervous system overloads, the psychological pressure, though thought infestation, when truth is resisted, pain without death, awareness without surrender, the distortion. Okay. I get real hot, y'all. Okay, distortion reads as literal monsters and plague, used to instill fear instead of self-examination. You got to go through self-examination, people. Revelation 10 through 11, the little scroll and the two witnesses. The little scroll is personal revelation. Sweet in the mouth, the ego loves insight. Bitter in the belly, truth demands change. This is where knowledge becomes responsibility. The two witnesses are dual truth current, not two men. They represent the inner balance, the intuition, the discernment, the feminine wisdom, the structure impressions, inner knowing, and outer speech. The two witness is the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. The pineal gland is the master gland. The pituitary gland has to connect with the pineal gland has to connect with the pituitary gland. They gave you lies. So they are killed because truth is always rejected by systems built on distortion. The distortion is they told you that the pineal gland was the master gland, and they told you that they call it the third eye. There's no such thing as the third eye. It's called the third. The pineal gland sits in the third ventricle. That's what it is, and it's not the master eye. The master eye is the pituitary gland. That is the one that connect with the cosmos. Okay, they lied. They just switched the shit. Their resurrection signals truth cannot remain buried. So the stroll equals live truth, not doctrine. The two witnesses is the pituitary gland and the pineal gland. Death is suppression. Resurrection is an inedible of truth. So we're going to look at Revelation 12, the woman, the child, and the dragon. This chapter restores everything patriarchal tried to erase. The woman is cosmic consciousness, not a church, not a wife, not a passive. She is clothed with the sun, crowned with 12 stars, the zodiacal completeness, not submission. She is not the great mother, but a cosmic feminine expression within creation. The child represents the new of the consciousness, or the remembered, or the purified of the consciousness, not a male savior. The dragon is the distorted power. That is your kundalini, the false authority. Inverted, they made it male, attempting to consume emerging truth. Yeah, the child is taken out of reach because truth cannot be destroyed, only delayed. And that's what they've been doing. So, distortion, the woman reduced to church, or the womb only symbol. The dragon externalized as the devil, when actually is the kundalini. Remember the story when it says, when Jesus said to Satan, "Get thee behind me," back here. That's your chakra system. Well, when the so-called Masons talk about the 33 degrees, you got 33 vertebrae. The dragon is the kundalini, that they call the devil. So the cosmic feminine authority erased. They erased it. I was just in a chat room the other day with a young man, and he was just fighting me. I talked to him as kind as I possibly could, and he would just fight me with that, trying to say that his mother is a good woman and she taught him and he had to teach. Males, listen to me. You cannot teach the woman. It is something that came with her. So you cannot teach the woman at all. It's best that you become a student of your feminine, which is inside of you. And and you only can go up so high with the system. Some have 7 chakras, and then some have 9. The woman has 12. So how are you going to teach her? Come on now. We need to grow up and stop being little boys. There's 3 types of beings down here. You got the robotic. You got the soulless being, and you have the being that does have a soul. And only the soul being is going to elevate. Those that don't have a soul, you're going to go through stuff. And those of you that have souls that ain't allow your soul to help you, you're going to go through stuff. So the zodiacal cosmic alignment of Revelation. Revelation follow cosmic cycles, not linear time. The seals, trumpets, and vision mirror astrological ages, planetary consciousness shifts, and collective nervous system evolution. So the cosmic corresponds. The 12 seals, the stars equals zodiacal order. The trumpet equals frequency shifts. The woman crowned with stars is the celestial lineup, or alignment. That's what's going to take place in the beginning of the first year. The first year will be March 21st, 2026. Let's see. So what you got? If you add 2 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10, and then 1 plus 0 equals 1. That is the beginning of the year. Okay? 1. Just 1. So 26 is 1. And March equals 1. So the dragon misuse of cosmic power. Revelation is astronomical, neurological, and spiritual simultaneously. Everything gonna happen all at one time, folks. The matrical cosmology. The Great Mother is the all, not the womb. The womb belongs to the earth, the daughter. The woman of Revelation 12 is cosmic feminine intuition within creation, not the source of creation itself. There is no male savior rescuing humanity. There is consciousness birthing itself back into alignment. Okay? Overarching truth in Revelation 7 through 12. These chapters, protection of integrated consciousness, pressure on distorted system, emergency of inner truth, exposure of false power, restoration of feminine cosmic order. They are not about the end of the world. They are about the end of distortion. Revelation is not written to scare the unawakened. It's written to guide the initiates through the collapse without losing cohesive. Those who read it outwardly fear it. Those of you that read the Bible outwardly fear it. But if you don't understand the esoteric of it, then that's what's going to happen. Those who read it inwardly, understand it from an inwardly standpoint, you're better equipped than those that read it from the outside. Okay, Revelation 13 through 22 describes what happened after the truth is born and exposed. Distorted power attempts to reassess control, fails, collapse, and is ultimately dissolved by alignment rather than force. These chapters are not about future tyranny or divine revenge. They reveal the last convulsions of false system. When consciousness can no longer be contained, Revelation 13 introduces the beast, which is not a monster, man, or a single government. The beast is a systematic consciousness without spirit. Let me say that again. The beast is a systematic consciousness without spirit. Okay? And let me also remind you too. Animals are called beasts. Humans have animal in them. So the lower part of yourself is also called a beast. What are you trying to do? You're trying to master. Your higher self is trying to master your lower part of yourself. So when the first come in, the cosmos, the equinox is going to align up to help you with that. Okay? Don't resist it. So intelligent is severed from intuition, structured without life. It raises from the sea of collective emotion, unconsciousness, or greed. Its authority exists only because people feed it attention, fear, obedience, and identity. The mark is not a chip or a symbol, but participation. So when it talks about the mark, it's your mindset. It is you participating, your thinking, your valuing, your surviving according to the distorted measurements rather than inner knowing. The number called 666 is not evil mathematics. It is incomplete humanity. Consciousness locked in repetition of material cycle without alignment. Okay? 6 is the form without rest, labor without integration, structure, uh, tripled, and it indicates total saturation of imbalance across the mind, the body, and system. It is not imposed, it is chosen through dependency. Revelation 14 restores perspective. While the distorted system roar loudly, aligned consciously already exists. The 144,000 reappear not as elites, but as a stable frequency holder who cannot be manipulated because their perception is sealed. So once you know, you won't have to go through the first thought, the second thought. Once it's sealed in you, you're gonna become just one thought there. So I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate it. They follow no external authority because they are internally coherent. Their song cannot be learned by integrated minds because truth cannot be memorized. It must be embodied. You got to live it, walk it. Okay? It's a matter of living it. Revelation 15:16 disputes the collapse of distortion through exposure. The bowls are not punishment, but feedback loops. When imbalance reaches saturation, system pausing themselves, what was hidden becomes unbearable. These plagues are a psychological, social, ecological, and spiritual reaction to long-term disconnection from living law. Nothing new is inflicted. Consequences surface. Revelation 17:18 unveils Babylon, which is not a city but a way of organizing reality around excess, domination, consumption, and illusion. Babylon is the globalized mind state that turns life into commodity and tried to make the soul a product. Its fall is sudden because it was never rooted in truth. When perception shifts, its power evaporates. Those who mourns it collapse mourns lost privileges, not life, not lost life. So yes, what those that are in positions are going to be removed from those positions. The wealth of the wicked has been stored up for the just, and so shall they have it. Revelation 19 marks the end of the false authority. The rider on the white horse here is not early deception, but truth in motivation. Truth in motion. The sword from the mouth confirms that alignment corrects through clarity, not violence. Distorted power dissolves because it cannot exist where illusion has ended. Recognition. There is no battlefield. Recognition only. Revelation 20 describes the binding of Satan, which is not a being chained in time. Satan is the adversarial mind. Remember, I told you the mind is the transmitter and receiver. And where is it transmitting from? It transmits from your solar plexus. It transmits from your soul. And it receives. I think I said that wrong. It receives from your solar plexus, and it receives from your soul. and then it transmits. Okay? It transmits right there in the mind. So at that point, divided consciousness. It is bound when human no longer feels it through fear, hierarchy, separation. The so-called millennia is not a calendar period, but a state of rest. Consciousness is no longer at war with itself. Judgment is safe recognition, not condemnation. Revelation 21:22 completes the cycle. A new heaven and a new earth do not descend from the sky. They emerge from alignment. Heaven is perception restored. Earth is life reorganized accordingly. The New Jerusalem is not a city, but a coherent collective consciousness, structured yet alive, ordered yet fluid. There is no temple because nothing is meditated. No sun is needed because awareness is internal. The river of life flows from source through being without obstruction. Healing becomes natural again. Now, throughout Revelation, the Great Mother remains unspoken yet ever present, not as a womb symbolization, not as a deity among deities, but as the all within which correction occurs. She does not intervene, dominate, or rescue. She allows distortion to exalt itself so truth can stand without opposition. Okay? Now, the woman of Revelation 12 the woman of Revelation 12 represents feminine cosmic within creation, not the source itself. Restoration occurs when feminine wisdom and structure expression reunite without hierarchy. The book of Revelation is therefore not a warning about the future, but a map for passing through collapse without losing cohesive. Those who cling to external power experience terror. Those who read inwardly experience recognition. Nothing ends that was real. Only what was false cannot continue. Revelation concludes where it begins, not with fear, but with unveiling. The final words are not destruction, but invitation. Come and see. Because truth does not force itself, it reveals itself to those who are ready to proceed. Now, I wanted to say this to people. You always talk about you have a choice to choose between good and evil. But that takes place within you. The good and evil is inside you. It comes from the same energy. It's called negative and positive. So yes, you do have a choice right there to choose between the two of them. Okay? You have a choice. So when you choose the negative, there's a lesson for that. When you choose the positive, there's a better lesson for that. Your choice. Take care, people. Until the next time. Oh, today the video is done. The second 7/25, 2025. Okay? Have a good one.